Nichols, Michaela Nichols here, spokesperson for Rebel Against Bullying. We are here at UME Prep. We're gonna go crash the Eagles practice. Let's go. Good job. Well, hey everyone, I didn't want to interrupt that amazing routine. That was totally impressive. You're probably wondering who this tall chick in front of you is. Yeah, you're like, why did she just walk in and start talking, huh? Awesome. Well, I'm from Rebel. I'm Michaela Nichols, the spokesperson for Rebel Against Bullying, and I'm going to hang out with you guys for a little bit. We're going to talk about all things Rebel Against Bullying and what it means to be kind and all that stuff. Does that sound fun? Yeah. Cool. All right. So since we're kind of a smaller group, maybe we can all just like make a little circle and sit and hang out, and we'll chat. We'll have a little heart to heart. How does that sound?
Oh, good.
I just flew in from Orlando to talk with you guys for a little bit today. So who knows what October is as far as like, yes, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but it's also another very important month. Does anyone have any idea what other month it might be? Think about, okay, so we have to talk about bullying.
Yeah.
Mental health. Okay, yeah, good job. Mental health and bullying, yes. Good job, yeah. September, I think, is like mental health, and then October is Bullying Prevention Month. So I'm here to talk with you all about bullying prevention. So by a show of hands, how many of you think that I was bullied? From them. I'm just gonna say there's no wrong answer. There is a wrong answer. Okay, cool. But growing up, I dealt with a lot of bullying, and I had this really awesome career. I did a lot of modeling, traveled the world, did all this cool stuff. But kids were awful to me. Has anyone in this room dealt with bullying? God. See, and that's what I don't understand. I think the thing about bullying is, you know, people try to attack you to try to change who you are. Because going back to what you said, your great point, you're like, you seem confident. Girl, I was not confident because I was torn apart so much. I would literally go and eat in my teacher's classroom. Like, I would literally vividly remember in middle school, of all things, I would be so embarrassed and so scared to go eat my lunch by myself that I would go and sit in the teacher's classroom. And you're probably like, okay, why? That was my safe place. And I think bullying, it really impacts each and every one of us. It doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, how successful you are, any of that. Guess what? No one cares, because people sometimes just want to, rip you apart to make themselves feel better. For those of you that have been bullied, do you think that's kind of the reason why? You think they're trying to just tear you down because they want to make themselves feel better?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are so smart, so I'm just gonna leave. No, but seriously, I was so insecure. Like, I used to literally, guys, believe it or not, never want to talk. Like, me raising my hand in class, I would like turn like blood red, and like, you know when the teacher calls on you and they're like, you, speak now, and you're like, oh my God, please no. That was me. And I think that each and every one of us deals with bullying in a different way. Unfortunately for you guys, you probably deal a lot with it social media wise, right? Can we attest that that's probably the way that that's happening? Has anyone been bullied in a non-social media way that wants to be? Wow. Okay, please. If you want to talk about it, I would love to hear, if anyone wants to share a little bit of their story, because I think that's how we get past it, when we can talk about the experiences that we have, and, it can bring us closer together as a team. So who wants to share a little bit of their story? Yeah, please.
As soon as I started cheer, it was like 7th grade. Immediately in the hallways, I started getting called gay. I got insults thrown at me on stuff they didn't even know was true. So I feel like that's one of the biggest ways I've been bullied, is I've been outcast because I've set myself apart by being a cheerleader. And I think that's a big thing that people just don't realize. Wow. And people think it's funny, it's a joke, but it's really not.
Yeah, I'm sorry you have to deal with that. Anyone else want to share?
Take it. I don't really remember why. I just remember having experienced a lot of bullying in 5th grade, and it was 2 kids. I remember they would just come at me every single day. And I remember one day I just had a breakdown. I started crying in the middle of class. Apparently my teacher got upset. I don't remember that, but so we went to the office and we were just, sitting outside. It was me and the 2 kids. And I was just asking them in tears. I was like, why were you doing it? Did you have a reason? And they said no. And that just didn't make any sense to me, Like, why would you act out in a way And I know that now, looking back, there was a reason. It's probably because they were insecure, like you said. People can bully you because you are insecure, or people bully because they are insecure. So that is something that I've experienced.
I didn't really get bullied. It was just kind of being left out of like everything. So it was like I would try and include myself and start the conversation, but then they wouldn't like do anything about it. And they would just walk away and like say, oh, don't hang out with her. She's weird. Like she talks too much. She's annoying. So that's all I really experienced.
I'm so sorry, number one, that all of you, and even if you didn't want to share, I'm so sorry because none of you deserve it. And honestly, I wouldn't be sitting here today if I hadn't been bullied myself. I mean, I remember it got so bad that I didn't want to be here anymore because I thought that these kids were right. I thought I was a loser. I thought I was all these things that they said I was. And when we keep these things to ourselves, that's when bad things can happen. So I hope you know that there's always a person who loves you and cares. And if you're dealing with this, like, don't be afraid to speak up. I mean, for the longest time, like, I'm an only child. For me personally, I don't know about all y'all, but I was so embarrassed to tell my parents that I was being bullied because it would make them feel like, you know, that they did something wrong. And then they're like, oh, well, I'm going to go talk to so-and-so's. And you're like, please, God, no, like, please don't do that. Like, don't make it worse. I think for me, I fought so long by myself that my mental health, guys, was like, when I say rock bottom, like, it was rock bottom. And I have that semicolon tattooed to remind me that when you think life is over, it goes on. And no matter how small someone makes you feel, like, you guys have the rest of your lives ahead of you, which is so exciting. Like, I wish I could go back and be in, maybe not middle school, but maybe like high school again. And I didn't enjoy those times because you're going to have so many years to be an adult. And trust me, being an adult is not as much as it's cracked up to be, except doing stuff like this. This is what matters. But so I think you can all rely on one another, right? We can do that. Yeah. Even after I'm like long gone. Today you're going to be like, remember that girl? She came in and she said we were all here for each other. It's true. Again, if you guys can find your core group of people, like this team here, because that would never happen here, am I right? That's what it's all about. And social media, oh my goodness. I don't know how you guys do it. Are you all on social media? Yes, no, maybe so?
Yeah.
Okay, put your hand up if you're on social media. Okay, put your hand up if you're not. Okay, good. Well, good for you if you're not on social media, but you have to be so careful of what you're posting on social media. And I know I probably sound like your mom or your dad, right? Yeah, but it's so true. I mean, one of the things that absolutely blew my mind is that some of the people that bullied me when I was your age have like reached out to me on social media. They're like, oh my God, Michaela, it's so cool to see all you're doing. Like, do you remember like when we were in high school together? How fun was that? I'm like, LOL, no. Like you do not remember. Like, and that's the crazy thing. People that bully you, guess what? 10 years from now, they might not remember. But you're always going to remember. You're always going to remember the people that excluded you. You're going to remember the kids that, you know, made fun of you. But sometimes bullies are so caught up in their own head that they don't remember later on. Just remember that everything you say is kind of a definition of you. So be who you want to be, because no one in this room, not your mom, not your dad, not anyone, can tell you who you guys are all going to be. And that's the greatest part of life. You know, I'm like, okay, like people ask me, Michaela, like, what do you do? Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Honestly, I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And I think that's so important. I think if you can reinvent yourself in a good way, that's what will keep you, you know, just authentic and real. And if you can surround yourself with people that motivate you and encourage you, guess what? You are 10 times far better off than, you know, those that don't. Well, Rebel has some amazing gifts for you guys. You guys want to open them? Oh, yeah. Cool. All right. So everyone gets one. And these are some fun makeup bags. You don't necessarily have to put makeup in them, but Rebel Athletic wanted you all to have them.
We're the UME Eagles, and we're